Well, it's no secret Elon Musk, aside from trying to plant chips in our brain and giving everyone a Tesla, also wants to colonize Mars. And I'm pretty on board myself, it seems like a cool idea. Now, given that NASA has gotten their rover on Mars, and just the other week we got some incredible high-definition panorama photos on the big red planet, I'm starting to think this whole living on Mars thing can become a reality sooner than later. I won't be one of the first to do it, but you know who might? Our boy Elon. Today on Life's Biggest Questions, we're asking, what if Elon Musk lived on Mars? Smash that like button and let's get into it. Elon also said the first 1,500 to like this video will join him on the first trip, so do what you want with that information. I don't know, it was like a deleted tweet or something like that. He deleted it a while ago, but he said that. Now, cutting right to it, if, say, Elon were to just up and leave off to Mars as of today, March 3rd, 2021, he'd die on the way. No question about it, Elon Musk would die en route to Mars. We're not nearly ready for space travel, and although it seems incredibly exciting to think about, I don't think the idea of moving to Mars permanently is realistic anytime soon. Within 100 years? Maybe. But within the next decade? Don't think so. But what do I know? I'm just a YouTube host. Well, Elon Musk, well, I mean, the man needs no introduction. So let's say somehow, some way, he does figure it all out, and at some point in the future, whether it be near or far, Elon Musk ends up living on Mars. Now what? Well, first things first, the man would make history being the first human to do so. Then again, he'd likely not be alone. Odds are if Elon were to move to Mars, he'd be accompanied by a handful of scientists, researchers, and professionals within that field. Whether or not his family decides to go with him would be up to them. But given they'd be pretty much starting a brand new life, we're talking little to no technology, and a much shorter life expectancy, I'm not so sure they'd be on board. Literally. Now, the cool thing about if Elon Musk lived on Mars is that we'd potentially have another planet to inhabit. As much of a political discussion as climate change can be, one thing seems pretty evident to everyone: the world isn't going to be inhabitable forever. At some point, something is going to happen, whether it be a massive volcano, earthquake, ice age, who knows what causes it. At some point, a catastrophe is going to put Earth over the edge. And it's not just the one, but all the things that have happened over the years and accumulated, leading the Earth to no longer being inhabitable. That's where Mars comes in. If we, the human race, can legitimately find a new planet to live on, who knows how many more years that will give us? Who knows what other discoveries it can lead to? Who knows what other problems it leads to? Now, of course, this is all under the assumption that Elon Musk and co were to go to Mars and turn it into a place where we could call it home. But before that, a lot of things would need to happen. For starters, they'd be starting from literal scratch. To no surprise, based on what we saw from NASA's most recent high-def photos, Mars is a desolate, empty, somewhat rocky planet. Imagine the Grand Canyon, but that's the entire planet's landscape. Welcome to Mars. Somehow Elon and his team will need to figure out ways for us, the human race, to have access to basic necessities, to things such as food, water, and electricity. And unfortunately, there are currently people on this planet without access to those things, so maybe our focus should be shifted there. Just saying. Now back to Elon, I think it's safe to say they would do their research to figure out how to not only have sufficient access to the previously mentioned necessities, but would also potentially find a way to travel from Earth to Mars and back. A lot of the things we currently have on Earth could be of tremendous use on Mars. Even if we're talking about natural materials and things that aren't native to Mars, if there was a way of transporting goods from one planet to another, the progression of life would increase astronomically. And to no surprise, this is currently being worked on as well. So to wrap things up here, if Elon Musk were to live on Mars, and assuming he was able to figure out a way to not only maintain living there, but also a safe route from Mars to Earth and vice versa, well, we'd be looking pretty good. Elon will go down in history as one of the most important people of all time, making history and paving the way for future generations, and the human race to not only explore and travel space, but also have a new home on Mars. I'd like to assume he'd win a Nobel Prize, but those tend to get a little political, so who knows. On a more serious note, if Elon Musk was actually able to colonize Mars, which really seems to be his goal as of late, he would likely be responsible for adding plenty of years to the lives of the human race in general. He may also bring us one step closer to learning about aliens or anything extraterrestrial. Life would definitely not be the same, and at some point, it's quite possible we'd look at colonizing other planets we think are habitable. Of course, as of now, that's none of them, but I can tell you guys 100 years ago, the idea of living on Mars was only in fictional novels, so who knows where we end up. All in all, if Elon Musk lived on Mars, one of two things would probably happen. He'd die fairly quickly as it's not inhabitable. Or he'd prove to the world that it is in fact suitable to live, and he would somehow find a way to maintain human life on the big red planet. I'm actually hoping for the latter because I like Elon. Now, as always, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one down below. For now, let's reply to some comments from the video. What if Donald Trump is president again in 2 days? Music by AD said, the real question is, what did the Simpsons predict for March 4th? Great question. I gotta go check it out now. That's something that I gotta look up because, I don't know, probably get like an asteroid or something of snow that turns into fire. I don't know. W. Gons said, it's crazy how people are so brainwashed to get into politics. The left and the right are crazy. Couldn't agree more. People are mad that Joe Biden bombed Syria and he didn't do all the things that he promised. And I'm standing here like, do we not know what a politician is, folks? They just say what you want to hear, so you vote them in and then they do whatever they want. They're both awful. Sorry. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of respect for the president. But like, it's politics. Like, when people realize they just tell you what you want to hear to get voted in, I think we'll all be a lot happier and less disappointed. The Real Pack said, don't get their hopes up. I don't think it's actually that serious of a like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, that like the leaders are like, they call them like the influencers, said that they don't think anything's happening. So it might just be the media trying to make them seem dumb, but I don't know, guys. What do you want from me? Like, media manipulation is very real. I'll say that. All right, guys, that's all for this one. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. We'll see you guys soon. As much of a did I write the script or did somebody else? Like, what the is the problem? I don't know who's gonna edit this one, but I hope you guys are enjoying, you know, laughing at my pain, because I'm about to punch my lights. I think that's the next step. I think I'm just gonna punch one of them.